Hi, I'm Jay McGrath. I've had the pleasure today of sitting down with Teresa about her fundraising with the foundation and how she looks forward to her marathon next week, celebrating Remembrance Day.
Teresa, nice to meet you. Jay McGrath.
I am Teresa Hodgson.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So tell me about the fundraising you've done for the foundation and then the Fit Forces project as well.
So far, over the last 3 years, the first year I ran a half marathon, climbed Ben Nevis. The second year, decided to do a quadruple, which consisted of running, 3 peaks, running, rowing challenge. I always do a half marathon. And then the last year, did a quadruple where we did a 24-hour rowing challenge that brought in together participants of the Fit Forces project, members of the community, anybody were welcome to join us, a half marathon, a walk, which again brought participants from the community to join us along. So yeah, we do quite a lot for Fit Forces project.
Nice, sounds good.
So as a Doncaster lad, what does it mean to you that foundation and football club do with the community?
Yeah, I think they're a big part in the community. I think getting people active and getting people involved in different things, and I think it makes people feel closer to the football club, not a separate entity to the community. I think that's massive, especially for the younger generation. I think coming up, it's very important for them to get involved and get out there and feel like they're part of a community and not just separate to the football club.
Absolutely brilliant. So for me, how I see Club Foundation, there's so many different communities living in Doncaster, and Club Foundation covers a lot of communities here, different various communities. What does that mean to Doncaster Rovers football players?
I think it's very important to have inclusivity for everyone, to have everyone included, and I think being such a city with so many different people from so many different areas, I think it's good to have everyone involved and to show that we're all together as a community, as a club and as a city, really. So for you, why the foundation?
Following on for what you've just said, it's the community. What struck me about the foundation was what it offers the whole community. I'm a member of the military community, although I've never served in the armed forces. It has been my whole life, and I know how isolating it feels when you're no longer part of that community, but you're living in a community within your civilian, within the city of Doncaster, and how important it is to gravitate to people that are like-minded or have experienced things that you've experienced. Club Foundation delivers that. That's why I chose foundation.
Definitely.
So what do you think about people who are in the local area that want to fundraise?
I think it's good. I think it's important. I think there's a lot of things going on and a lot of people out there that obviously can't always support themselves and causes that can't always support themselves. So fundraising is a massive thing. And I think it's important that everyone gets involved and helps out as much as they can. What has drawn you to fundraising for the Fit Force project? Why is it quite personal? I know you said about the military, but you'd never served, so how come it is so personal to you?
No. So I was born into the armed forces. My father was in the forces. My son has been in the armed forces. It's been my whole life, and I work in the field of the armed forces, and I have done for many, many years. And I see the outside the wire. I see what it's like when they leave the armed forces to live in a community where it is different, and sometimes that transition can be really, really difficult, and sometimes they disappear and go and live in their own ways. The isolation they feel, the military community is like one big family.
Yeah.
So the isolation they feel when they leave, it can be really, really significant for some people. It can be a positive, but for some it's a negative. So to see them on a Saturday morning coming together, but not just coming together for the military banter and things, but to exercise. I'm a firm believer in exercise is just the best tablet of all. To see them come together and exercise, even those that can't do much exercise, it's that a little walk around or just being part of that military community again. It's brilliant. I think Doncaster really does show what it's all about.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's important that people feel included, even when their time might have finished in the armed forces, to still feel included in the community.
Exactly, yeah, and I really do genuinely think that there's nowhere like here anywhere else.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So as a player, how important do you think it is for the football club to celebrate Remembrance Day?
Yeah, I think it's obviously a very respectful thing to celebrate it and to acknowledge it. Obviously, you have players in football from all different backgrounds, people that aren't from this country, people that's cultures are different to ours and that have grown up in different countries. Obviously, me being Irish myself, I think it's then that respect for what the armed force in this country has done for the people, and what they've sacrificed and given up, I think is a massive thing. And I think it's also then all around the world, armed forces all around the world are sacrificing themselves year on year for the greater good of their country. So I think it's very important that everyone respects it and everyone celebrates it, really.
Absolutely brilliant, yeah, I agree. Obviously,
before the game, you've got a marathon. How excited are you? And what is the story and why are you doing it?
So I am very excited, but I'm also a little bit nervous. I've never run a full marathon in my entire life. I admit to being a crazy lady. I don't mind admitting to that, but I've never done a full marathon. But when we were talking about the next fundraiser, a half marathon, I just done a Sunday morning for the laugh. So I said, well, it's going to have to be bigger than that because nobody would support me. The reason for the remembrance and how it's significant it is for me, so many people, and one in particular, and I'm only going to say his name, Rupert, and this is so significant to my son, died, and so many others died, and there's always a personal story.
Yeah.
And remembrance is about remembrance, but it's also remembering not just those that died, it's those that have survived, that come back and live in our communities, that have mental scars, have hidden wounds, and their families also. So it's so special that this is about our armed forces, those who've passed and those who've survived, but with a particular memory of my son and his boss that passed away.
Yeah, definitely. What are your plans for fundraising after this? Obviously the marathon, and then what do you think going forward? What's the future hold?
I won't stop fundraising. Yeah. It's something that I actually get a lot of satisfaction from seeing people come together. So many people want to join me on these challenges, and it makes me so happy because they might not have even thought them capable of doing things. People came for the rowing challenge that they didn't think they could row, and they were rowing for 10 minutes and they've never done 2 minutes before, and it was just the most incredible feeling. So to have so much fun out of something and raising money and awareness for a really, really good cause just makes me so happy. So whatever my bones will keep going, I will keep going.
Brilliant, sounds good. Well, all the best for your marathon next week.
And good luck on the football too.
Thank you.
Thank you.